Coming up, in a year that has thrown up more than its fair share of surprises, including a housing boom, I chat with a major developer about housing trends and a new childcare centre that's opened in the Ipswich suburb of Deebing Heights. The city's new $17 million library is now open, and several Ipswich schools set for a building boost. It's Tuesday, December 8, 2020, and I'm Alan Roebuck. Welcome to Ipswich Today, which acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which it is produced and pays respects to elders past, present and emerging. This podcast is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. 2020 will go down as the year of COVID-19. We've experienced disruption to the economy and dislocation of people's lives like we haven't seen for more than 75 years. As with any crisis, there are always winners and losers. Surprisingly, the housing market appears to be one of the winners. To find out more, I'm joined by Kent Fallon, Development Manager for Stockland. Thanks for speaking with Ipswich Today, Kent.
Thanks for having me, Alan.
Many businesses and householders have been devastated through this pandemic. With massive restrictions. We've seen it all over the country and the world. What's been the situation this year, particularly in Ipswich and Queensland, with the demand for new housing?
Yeah, certainly there's been no doubt that 2020 has been a challenging year for a lot of people, and particularly early in the year when the pandemic first hit, and we saw a lot of changes in the market. But since those early days, and with the introduction of things like the home builder grant, we've seen an actual pickup in the market. A lot of people have looked at the spaces that they have and have taken on the home builder grant as being an opportunity to upgrade their lifestyle.
Has this been a trend that's fairly uniform across Australia?
It is. We are seeing as a very uniform trend across Australia that a majority of people are, not surprisingly, looking inside their home and wanting additional space, either indoors or outdoors. So that may be a separate study for the work from home environments, that people having more flexible working environments. Whether it be an outdoor space for the kids to be playing in, an open living space for a separate living area, or particularly for young families, we're seeing an additional bedroom is quite handy to have.
Recently, we've seen some generally small but positive rises in home prices. What's your prediction for 2021? 2021
seems like a very long way off with the way that 2020 has come about. So at this stage, we are seeing a really positive trend in the market, and that's continuing with the extension of the home builder grant. With that grant, we're seeing more and more people who are saying that is the emphasis for them coming into the market and wanting to buy land and build a new home, whether it be their first home or upgrade, downsizer. It's going right across the market. So we are seeing positive trends carrying right through at the moment, and we're hoping to see that continue in the new year.
Let's focus in on Ipswich specifically. The city's population growth seems unaffected by COVID. And the new home demand is similarly unaffected. Why do you think this is? Why is Ipswich doing so well?
We've always seen Ipswich as being a great growth corridor for southeast Queensland. There's a continuing development of fantastic amenity through the Western Corridor and through Ipswich region. There's been a brilliant number of facilities that are coming online, and we're seeing that through mastermind communities such as the Stockland Sovereign Pocket community, and the introduction of new facilities like our childcare centre at Deebing Heights.
You obviously have confidence in this development at Deebing Heights, and as it grows, the new facilities such as you've mentioned, the childcare centre costs $5.2 million. At that price, it suggests it's very special. Can you take us there by describing the childcare centre?
We certainly can describe the childcare centre. The centre is run by Dandelion Early Learning, and it is a very special space. It's catering for 112 children there, and keenly located just across the road from the Deebing Heights State School, which we know is very important for young families as they continue to grow and their children grow up. It has over 800 square metres of outdoor play spaces with 2 playgrounds. And for anyone who's been onto the Deebing Heights Early Learning Centre Facebook page, you can see just how amazing it is to have that green open space for a centre. It's also well portioned with having 6 learning hubs and an in-house chef.
Coming back to Deebing Heights and Sovereign Pocket, for Stockland, how has 2020 panned out in terms of demand?
2020 has, by the end of the year, has panned out really, really well in terms of demand. We did see, obviously, COVID impacting early in the year, but we continue to see increased inquiry, increased sales within the region. And while that is a majority driven by young families, we're seeing it from investors as well. We're also seeing it from downsizers. People really see the value in the Ipswich region and where that can give them a good future, whether it be inside of a post-COVID environment or just enjoying a well-master-planned community.
Looking into your 2021 property crystal ball, you kind of touched on it earlier. Do you see things tapering off as government subsidies reduce, or do you think demand will still be there throughout 2021?
We see that there will continue to be demand for locations which have good connection to lifestyle, job opportunities, and family and friends. We know that a lot of Queenslanders who are looking to make the move, that those are key considerations for them, and they are things which aren't going to go away even with the home builder grant. Certainly the home builder grant is assisting a lot of people making the move, and we welcome the extension that was recently announced.
Kent Fallon, Development Manager for Stockland, really appreciate your time and your insights into the Ipswich property market, and thanks for talking with Ipswich today.
Thank you very much, Alan.
Ipswich City Council has reached a major milestone this week in the 10 to 15 year redevelopment of Ipswich CBD, which began in 2009 when Council purchased the former Ipswich City Square shopping centre. The city's main library has relocated to new $17 million premises in the newly named Nicholas Street precinct. This is the first of 2 brand new libraries to open in the city's heart and is the city's first library designed for adults and teenagers. A new purpose-built children's library will open in the new administration building next year. In the interim, the former library in South Street is now operating as a library for children. Member for Bundamba Lance McCallum announced in Parliament last week a total of $29 million of improvements to school facilities from Goodna to Redbank Plains. New classrooms are flagged for Bellbird Park State School, refurbished amenities blocks for Bundamba Secondary College, Collingwood Park State School's prep block will be reconfigured, and Kruger State School will score a modernised teaching space in Block 2. Nearly $7 million will deliver Goodness Special School a new building and kitchen. At Redbank Plains State High, car parking will be upgraded to the tune of $400,000. Riverview State School is also due for improvement, with Block B to be refurbished to create more modern learning spaces. For the school holidays, kids can design and build their very own flying creation to test them out in the wind tubes at Ipswich Art Gallery. Entry is free, but you do need to pre-book your spot online at ipswichartgallery.qld.gov.au. The gallery is also featuring works from world-renowned local artist Jane Durand. Her exhibition is called Living in Ipswich. It features some of Ipswich's most iconic houses recreated as miniature ceramic sculptures. And this year's Christmas in Wonderland will again be held at Nerima Gardens from December 11 to 22. This year's event is ticketed at $5 per person, $15 for a family of 4 or $20 for a family of 5, with proceeds going to local charities. Book at ipswichfestivals.com.au. Ipswich Today is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. This podcast is also listener supported. Please make a once-only gift or regular donation to help keep it online. Just go to ipswichtoday.com.au and click the donate button at the bottom of the page. You can subscribe for free and share this podcast from your favourite app, including iHeartRadio, or play Ipswich Today from your smart speaker. Music is supplied by Purple Planet Music. This is Alan Roebuck. Thanks for listening.